Hello and welcome, RCSchim in the hangar, and today we gotta talk about the Foxeer Box 2, not to be confused with the Foxy out of the box. That's our newest puppy. She goes by the name Foxy. Nice little Chihuahua, 6 months old. But back to the topic of the video, I wanted to hold back this video until the camera totally works, but it looks like this will take some time longer. Found 2 major bugs and they couldn't fix them really, and they already sell them, so I thought it would only be fair to you guys to release this video now and to tell you my findings, because I was a bit disappointed with most of the other reviewers not finding these major issues. Or there's one major issue and one little bug. Normally when I review cams, I throw them on this mount here to have good side-by-side comparisons. And in this case it was especially important to see the old box and the new box in the same resolutions, in the same situation, to detect the problem. And the problem, you will see it now in this overlay. If you don't use the full resolution of 4K, then the scaling is just terrible. That's just easy to say or to see here. On these 2 screenshots you see that the old one looks way more sharp and crisp and everything nice, and the new one looks like it only has half the resolution, and that's not tolerable to me. This is once again a fail that they had in their Foxeer Legend 2 out 2 years ago or something like this. If you run it in 4K, everything looks fine, but 4K is only 30 frames, and 30 frames is not something I'd like to use on fast drone shots. For action you need 60 frames really. Most of the times I like to use 60 frames in the highest possible resolution, and if available in 4:3 aspect ratio, because 4:3 allows me to move up and down in post-production a bit. In this case I would have been happy to use 2.5K 60, and I used it on both and it just looks terrible in the new one. And I waited for firmware updates. I mailed back and forth with them and told them this issue. And now they kind of came back to me and said, yeah, we know this issue now. It might be because of the new chip is a bit cheaper. And so the whole point of this might be they need to be at a competitive price range, use the cheaper chip. And so the old one is actually better than the new one, at least at the moment. Maybe they cram out something more with firmware, but that's to be seen in the future. And this thing is already being sold on Banggood and on other sites. So I don't think it's fair to throw this at the customer in the state that it is. Of course, $130 are not too much, and it's a good camera for this price range. And I even made a flight video, but the flight video I didn't have the app, so I could only fly in 4K 30.
Yeah, and of course in 4K 30 this new cam really looks awesome, gotta admit that. And even the stabilization works in this low shake environment quite good.
And it looked okay, but it looked kind of weird, zoomed in with a narrow field of view.
On faster movements like freestyle, the stabilization looks a bit weird, wobbly.
So the default resolution is 4K 30, but with the anti-shake electronic image stabilization feature turned on. And that's the second major bug. The electronic image stabilization only works in 4K 30, which is kind of weird. Normally it works in the lower resolutions like 1080p. But it only works in the high resolution, and in the app it's reversed. If you have the anti-shake feature turned off, it's really turned on and zoomed in. And if you turn it on, it's turned off and you don't have the image stabilization. And that explains why many of the reviewers had a narrow field of view, which looks totally off to me. I told this to Foxeer as well, but they couldn't fix it in the app. I got 2 or 3 new app versions, but all had the same issue. So that's a major bug as well. The image stabilization doesn't really work. The app itself is okay-ish. You can check it out on other reviews. I don't want to go into too much detail. You can set a lot of resolutions, of course, but with my finding, most of the resolutions are really useless because only the 4K 30 is sharp. I hope this is just the first Foxeer Box video that I'll post, and I can post an update video soon if Foxeer really comes out with a new firmware that solves all these problems. The other little problem that they can solve with software is that it still has not a replaceable battery, so it's a fixed battery running for 1.5 hours maybe in 1080p 60. That's okay from the runtime. And apparently this one charges faster. It charges in 45 minutes with quick charge. It uses USB-C, which I really like. And they also have screw-on ND filters available, which I'm very happy to use in the future. Because on some of my quads I have vibrations. Vibrations lead to cello, and cello is ugly video. So ND filters can help you with this. There are many videos out there explaining why. So ND filters, just screw them on, is nice. And they also have this TPU 3D printed quadcopter mounts available for a few dollars. Yeah, and of course they supply the frame and the little GoPro style mount. Something that I didn't see yet is this little tool here, which helps you tighten the GoPro screw. I should give you a close-up of this cam. It looks shiny and everything, and it feels solid. It's not too heavy, it's about 80 grams. I would totally dig the quality. Yeah, if only the software would be better, or in this case the chip. I'll throw in a few more of my flight scenes.
Here we can see the wider field of view on the right side without stabilization and on the old box, but also the light is really better on the new box on the left side. Let's head on to the comparisons. I want to compare it on my standard grip against the old box, and as a reference the GoPro Hero 7. Let's head out on my streets. On a cloudy, overcast day with challenging light conditions, and the train is coming. The wide dynamic range, which is an addition to the Box 2, might make a difference in the look of the cam. Some overhead shots here with quite good distant visibility. This should be a quite good comparison also, to see in the distance how sharp it is. Lots of movement in the water, which is challenging for the bit rate. In 100% it might look okay on the Box 2, but in 200% you see what the problem is. Okay, if you don't know my reviews you might wonder, but I'm just going on my lunch break, or from my lunch break, to a few spots here. So you can compare it to other cams as well, as these spots normally are the same. Now heading up the Church Hill.
Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate your support. About support, consider subscribing if you're new to this video, to this channel. If you're a subscriber, please use the bell icon. There are many reasons why this is really necessary. You will miss my videos otherwise. Check out, if you're a YouTuber, check out Veritasium's explanation video. He had a really nice viral video with these black balls on the lake. And the video afterwards he explained how this works and how YouTube works, and it's really a lot of insights that could be of interest to you. It explained to me a lot why my views go down, and I don't like this, but yeah, that's the way it goes. I hope you can enjoy my content anyways, and my honest reviews. I try to stick to this. Now I have to answer the phone. Thanks for watching, bye. Okay.